Dear viewers, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be learning regarding the computation of the taxable capital gain. Kindly watch the video till the end, like it, share among your friends and subscribe the channel. If you have already subscribed the channel, kindly ignore the message. If you have any comments about the video, please put your comments in the comment box. Now, let's move to the whiteboard. This is a problem related with the computation of capital gain here. So the problem is like this here. Mr. Chandru, let me drag this here. Mr. Chandru gives following details. So the details are like this here. This is number 1. He purchased the land. He purchased the land on 1/2/2004 for rupees 7,63,000. On that land, one house was constructed in financial year 2007-8 at a cost of rupees 38,70,000. He sold this residential house along with land for rupees on 16/8/2019 for rupees 1,39,72,000. The another particulars are like this here. A house property at Jammu was purchased at a cost of rupees 8 lakhs in 2000. In 2000, the fair market value as on 1/4/2001 was rupees 12 lakhs. He sold this house on 16/1/2020 for rupees 60 lakhs. Compute capital gain for the assessment year 2020-21. He invested rupees 60 lakhs in NHAI bonds on 15th May 2020. So compute the taxable capital gain. So this is a problem here now. So now let's look into its solution here. Let's understand first what is given in the problem here. So Chandru is an assessee who purchased. There are two situations here. So first one is given as he purchased a land on 1/2/2004 for rupees 7,63,000. On that, I think we didn't take the CII here. So let me write down here. The CII the CII for the previous year 2001 to is 100, whereas for 2003-4 it is 109. Then 2007-8 it is given as 129, and 2019-20 it is given as 289. So now we need to compute the taxable capital gain for the assessment year 2020-21. So now let us look into the solution here. So in the first case, he has purchased a land during the year 2004 for rupees 7,60,000, and he constructed a house on that land at a cost of rupees 38,70,000, and he sold this residential house along with the land for 1,39,72,000 on 16/8. This should be 2019. So this is the first case, whereas in the second one here, a house property at Jammu was purchased at a cost of 8 lakhs in 2000. So in this case, as the asset is acquired prior to 2001, so we need to take the whichever is beneficial to the associate, either the cost of asset or the fair market value as on 1/4/2001, whichever is higher. So in this case, we should take the fair market value. So he sold that house for rupees 60 lakhs, and he has invested rupees 60,000 in NHAI bonds. So now let's go for working out here. So name of the assessee, Mr. Chandru. Previous year 2019-20, whereas the assessment year 2020-21. So let me write down here computation of taxable capital gain. So let me insert 3 columns here. So the first one, particulars, then rupees, then rupees. So now let's go for the first one, sale of residential house. So there's nothing in the second column here, so we'll take 1,39,72,000. Then so here let me adjust here. So from this less if there are any selling expenses. So in this problem we don't have any selling expenses here. We don't have selling expenses in this problem. So there are no selling expenses. So the net consideration here, it remains same as 1,39,72,000 only. So now from this we should deduct less indexed cost of acquisition. In short, we can also write like ICA. So indexed cost of acquisition. So here the cost of in the first case it is 7,63,000 multiplied by So here the CI for the year 2019-20 it is given as a 289. So always, even though if it is not given the problem, you should take like this only, then divided by so divided by, we should take to the next one, divided by 109. It is. So when you multiply here the amount that comes to here, so it will be 20,23,000. So this is indexed cost of acquisition of land that we are going to get here. Let me stretch here, of land. Similarly, we should also calculate in short, ICA of residential house. So here the cost of acquisition is rupees 38,70,000 multiplied by again same 289. Then we should, let me underline here, divided by, so here the, when it was constructed here, when you look into this problem here, it is given as 2007. So for the CI for the 7/8 is 129. So 129 it is, 129. Just let me remove this underline sign here. So it comes to 129. So when you multiply here, we are going to arrive here at rupees 86,70,000. So when you take the sum of this here, so the sum we are going to arrive it as 1,06,93,000. Then so the difference here, it will be the gross capital gain. Let us mark it as A. So we are going to arrive here as rupees 32,79,000. Similarly, here is having another asset which is sold here. So now let me write down here, sale of residential property. So it is sold at rupees 60 lakhs. So now from this we should again the same, less selling expenses if any. So if there are no selling expenses, then the net consideration will be 60 lakhs only, as there are no selling expenses incurred by the assessee here. Then less ICA, that is indexed cost of acquisition. Now you can see here, in case of the second case, it is the cost of acquisition is rupees 8 lakhs, but it is incurred in 2000. So the fair market value as of 1/4/2001 was rupees 12 lakhs. So whichever is the beneficial we should take here. So rupees 12 lakhs multiplied by 289. Let me divide this by underline here. So let me remove the underline here. So that comes to here 100. So this will be always a fixed one here. So it comes here as 34,68,000. So 34,68,000. So as there is no any improvement etc here, we should come to this one only, 34,68,000. So here it comes to gross capital gain. So as rupees 25,32,000. So now total of gross capital gain. So now let me mark this as B here. So here in the bracket here it is A plus B. A plus B, that's equal to, so when you add up here we are going to arrive at 58,11,000. So now from this we should because the associate has made investment of 6 lakhs in NHI bonds, so here the associate is eligible to claim exemption under section 54 EC. So less exemption under section 54 EC. So here cost of shares, it is given as rupees 60 lakhs. So the investment he has made in shares, it is rupees 60 lakhs, or CG capital gain available here is rupees 58,11,000, or maximum of rupees 50 lakhs, whichever is less. So that comes to here it is so that comes to here is 50 lakhs. So the difference here is taxable long-term capital gain will be rupees 8,11,000. 8,11,000. So this is the answer here. So this is taxable at the rate of 20%. So this will be a fixed one. So I'm just making here bold to differentiate the totals here. This is a gross capital gain which we have got here. So of course this is also gross long-term capital only. So A plus B we have done here, and he has made investment of rupees 50 lakhs. So that much is the maximum in case of the bonds here. Thank you.